it's Tad from Shine Bright Design, and today we are doing a piece from the book Dagrommar by Hanna Karlzon, and I thought we would switch it up and do a piece from Hanna Karlzon that wasn't a portrait. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity to try out the Arteza pencils. So the Arteza pencils are professional, and I would say they're not as expensive as the Prismacolors or the Faber-Castells or even any of the Caran d'Aches and Holbeins, which are probably the premium of the crop. So this is probably higher than anything that you would find. Artezas are probably a higher quality brand and higher price range compared to anything that you would find on AliExpress or any cheap dollar store. But the Artezas are very vibrant, they have a big range of colors, and they're very smooth and blendable. So as you can see, I did this piece for mushroom piece from Hanna Karlzon's book. It is, she throws in mushroom pieces in all her books here and there depending on the theme, but in a couple of my other Hanna Karlzon books there are a couple of mushroom theme pages, and I just love that botanical forest theme that she runs through all her books. So a lot of the inspiration I took from doing this piece was from actual images of real mushrooms. So you'd have, I recommend looking at as much mushroom pictures to understand what colors they are. Some of these colors are not reflective of the real mushroom, and I just took some, I just went a bit crazy and just decided whatever palette I wanted. So the background is watercolor, and it's watercolor straight on the paper. There's no priming at all. I use texture in these books. Don't use textures in these books because it'll go to the other page if you care about that. But the watercolor did not. So that means the paper is thick enough to withhandle watercolor, but it's not thick enough to withhandle textures. So the textures will bleed through, but the watercolor will not. So with these books, I do recommend using pencils and watercolor if you want to use bases. Prismacolor, pan pastels also work great in this as well, and any other brand. The Artezas are really good quality, and I actually love the outcome. I'll do a proper review of that anyway. So with what's going on in the world, I thought I would throw in some words of hope, peace, kindness, and and just use some white gel pen to do a bit of doodling just to spice things up. So guys, follow this video and follow my tutorials if you want to learn how to do this picture. And if you have any questions or requests, please comment below, like and subscribe. Now guys, I'm going to start showing my faces on my videos nowadays because I just think you want to face to the content. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm trying to get my face out there and encourage you guys to like, subscribe and follow. And just make sure you guys know that I am back on YouTube after 2 years MIA, and I want you guys to spread the word. Tell everyone that I'm back. I started this channel in 2016, and when I left, it damaged my channel a lot. And it would mean a lot to me if you guys would share my channel. Tell all your friends that I am back on YouTube creating new content and just creating new stuff, teaching you new stuff, and just being more active on social media. Guys, if you follow my channel, make sure to press that bell button so that way you never miss out on every weekly content that I release, and you just follow the tutorials as they come out. So a lot of my tutorials these days are released in parts, and they're in real time. So you won't see a 7-hour video in one YouTube content. It'll be broken up into various parts. And so it's important, if you're following the tutorials, to have that bell button so you don't miss out on the releases, so they don't get lost on my channel. And to also make sure that you check my playlist, because every time I create tutorials, I always throw them in a playlist so it's easy for you guys to find it and follow along. If you lose what part you're up to, you can always go back to the playlist and find your way again. Hi guys, it's Tao from Shine Bright Design, and today we are doing a piece from dagrommar by Hanna karlzon. Now, as you guys, some of you may be aware that Hanna is actually quite ill at the moment, and I thought that I would do this piece as just to bring attention to other supporting colorists and artists, and I think we should be supporting her. So I think we should be supporting her work as much as we can, buying her books, and showing her that the coloring community has her support. So we're doing this piece from dagrommar, and it's basically mushrooms. I'm going to showcase the Artezas, which I've had for some time, and this will be my first tutorial doing the this book in Artezas. And at the end I will also do a separate review, which will be another separate video talking about Artezas and my thoughts on them, price point and quality. So what I've done is I've masked the piece, I've stretched it onto my clipboard, which has MDF fiber wood of some sort. And I always like to stretch my piece. It makes it easier to work with. It doesn't move anywhere or flip anywhere. I won't fold it by accident. And then I have a scrap piece of paper on the left, which is where I put my colors for when I do color charts. And so we're going to do this piece. I've also masked things up in the background with some washi tape. Very thin ones. This is I'm not sure where this is from, but it's 5 mils wide, so it's quite thin, it's quite dainty, and I'm going to be doing a interesting background to kind of showcase this a bit, make a bit more wow, because I'm extra and I can't help it. So we're going to do these mushrooms. I think her use of mushrooms in her books are so lovely. It's the botanical inspiration in her coloring books is so special, and I just love her style. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with this one to the left, and we're going to try and zoom in as much as we can on an angle, because I know you guys love it when I go very close. This is probably the closest I would go for, as I don't want to get too close. So we'll do this little toadstool mushroom in a red of a sort. Now I want to do the stumps first. I'm going in with a A303. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some shadows with this color. We're doing some light shading towards the top where these little speckle dots are. Now I chose this color because it has a greenish tint to it. It is a brown, it's called coyote brown, and it has that olive tone to it, but is typically a brown color. we're working in very light layers. I'm creating some additional like kind of depth to this mushroom with this color, creating some shadows where I can. What I'm liking about this is the formula of the pencil is very beautiful. It's very soft and buttery, but it's hard as well at the same time. So the blending of it is very easy, especially when you want to kind of feather it out like how I do. It's really easy to do, and the pigment just lays down so well. I'm also going to place this color underneath here. I'm going in with a burnt umber, which is 306. Now, if you guys are following this tutorial but you don't have Artezas, check out my pencil substitution wheel, which is available on Etsy for 10 Australian dollars. And check out the video on my YouTube channel and just check it out. Like, it's a really good tool for us colorers, and if you're following a tutorial, it helps you substitute pencils with the closest tone in whatever brands you may have. And if you don't have a brand that I've listed, you can also create your own wheels, which I have available with some blank sheets as well. So check out the channel, check out the video, and I hope you guys benefit from it or find it useful. So this burnt umber is intensifying the contrast and the shadow. And we want to place it underneath the umbrella like so, and at the top. And this is just going to make things really dramatic, really really intense, and it's just going to add a bit of drama. So guys, if you are new to this channel, like, subscribe, and remember to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on weekly content. If you also like my work and you want to support me and thank me in some way, check out my Etsy store. I have coloring pages and various other things. So I'm also running this like color, this burnt umber, behind the stump of it, like so. And this is going to really like kind of push out the stump of the mushroom. Give it some, I guess it's just going to pop out at you. Now I'm going to run this burnt umber also in the mushroom little floppy things here. I don't want to make it too brown, I want to still keep it quite creamy. So I'm just going to place it here at the bottom of the stump and blend it up into that Cody brown. Now the next color I'm going to put in is A100, which is a cream. We're just going to blend it up like so. I'm going to go back in that coyote brown and just blend out that brown color that we placed down and just soften it out like so. Back in with your cream, which is the A100. We're going to go back in with that coyote brown, which is the 303. I'm going to create some contrast here. We're just going to blend this area out a bit more, soften it a bit. Just feels a bit harsh from my point of view. Now we want to go in with our reds. So I want to go in with the lightest red, and this is 207. These little like circles, you're going to color over them because we're going to fill them with Posca pens. So I don't want people to get stressed about going in the line. So I'm going to simplify it as much as I can. So with your 207, you're just going to lay down a base, very light layer. And you're going to go in with a darker color. This is garnet red, which is 213. So a 206. Going in with magenta, which is 210. Going in with A415. We're just going to add this color to the sides, give it some contrast, allow it to have, so it pops out a bit. We don't want the red to be too flat, so this color just really gives it that push. I'm going to run it to the top. Adding this color to the bottom here. I'm going to add more of this color down towards the bottom because this is where a lot of the shadows will fall. We want to go back in with magenta, which is the 210. I'm going to go in with a honey, a 105, run it through the center. And then we're going to go in with the first red, which is crimson red, 207. Let's blend it in to that honey color. Getting a white gel pen. I got this white gel pen from AliExpress and it's really good, like really good. It's like a jelly roller, and it's so white and pigmented. I think it's excellent. If you want me guys to list it below, just comment below and I will definitely find the link and the buyer that I bought it off, and I will list it in the description box below. But this is so nice, and if I had to choose between a Posca pen and this, I don't know, it's pretty close. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is a very good gel pen and it's really affordable. I'm pretty sure I paid not a lot of money for it, but the thing is, it took a very long time to arrive, and that's the things that you just gotta outweigh. Like, if you're willing to save money, and potentially sometimes with AliExpress products they get lost, so there's a risk that you won't get it, but it's so cheap that I was willing to take the risk. The risk with AliExpress though for buying art equipment is it is a hit and miss, and it's a risk you got to take when you wanted to like buy things so affordable at such an affordable price. So that's the cost, and if you're willing to take that risk, I say take it. But as you can see, the jelly roller has started becoming pink. Now a Posca pen will actually stay white. So this jelly roller, it's good for what you're paying for, but I'm already noticing my jelly roller areas starting to get pink. So we can go in with gel pen later once it dries and touch it up a bit more. Now, moving on to the next one. So, same type of thing. You want to go in with our Coyote Brown, which is the A303. In terms of blending, I like the blending of these pencils. In terms of layering, I don't know if I can layer that many colors, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to layer as many colors as I can, and I think there are limitations. So we're going in with the A100, which is the cream, blending out that Cody brown. And then we'll go in with the dark umber to give it a bit of contrast. So going back in with that Cody brown first, which is the 303, I just want to create some contrast here underneath the mushroom and behind it, because I want to just make it stand out a bit, give it a bit of contrast and juxtaposition, and that way it's just very, what's the word, it's very dramatic. I'm trying to make it look very dramatic. Let's use this color to also give it that dramatic intensity, that dramatic contrast. I'm going to also run this underneath. And at the base of this mushroom. Back in with the cream, the A100. Now in with jasmine yellow, which is 102. In with turmeric, which is 107. In with an orange. This is pumpkin orange, 112. So this is 3 colors we've laid down so far. Now I want to go in with an even darker orange. So I'm going to go in with a vermilion, which is 115. This is the 4th color now. Seems to be taking 4 layers very well. but I think 4 layers is the limit. Let's go back in with that 112. Blend out that vermilion. Small circular motions. Feather it out. Like so. So, going in with pumpkin orange, which is the 112, we're just going to blend it out so it's not as harsh. And then we're going to go in with a yellow, and this is turmeric yellow, which is the 107. We're just going to burnish the top. Now, moving on, we'll do this one. This one I want to do a very brown type of mushroom. I'm going to go in with a burnt ochre, that's 202. We're going to bring that color here, bring it down. Working in really light layers because I want to use as many colors as I want to build up these layers. Going to go in with that vermilion, which is the 115. We're going to go in with a yellow ochre, which is the 109. We're also going to run this yellow ochre at the top here as a base color. And then you want to go in with a cocoa brown, which is 307. We're going to just create some contrast and create some darker shadows with this color. And then we're going to go in with the pumpkin orange, which is the 112. I'm going to run it on the stumps here. And remember, this is going to be a really orangey brown type of mushroom with a hint of red. I'm going to go in with the ginger, which is the 116. I'm going to put in a really brown tone to this mushroom. Take it away from that orangey look that it's currently got at the moment. We're going to go in with a darker brown. This is the cocoa brown again, which is the 307. And now we're going to go in with that honey, which is the 105. Back in with that yellow ochre, which is the 109. And then in with the cream, which is the A100. So back in with that honey, which is the A105. Just going to place a layer down there. Then you want to go in with the ginger, which is the 116. And then you want to go in with pumpkin orange, which is the 112. Like so. And now you go in with the 307, which is the cocoa brown. We're going to place this cocoa brown on the mushroom top as well, just to give it some contrast. In with white, which is the 001. In with your Posca pan or jelly roller.
So this one, I'm going in with the Copic marker. This is YR24. This is a pale sepia. I'm going in with the brush tip, and all these lines here, we're going to go in with the marker. Now you don't need to be so accurate, because we are going to go on top, and those middle bits in between will be a darker pencil anyway, so you don't have to be accurate about it, so don't stress. You can work quite quickly as well, because you don't want to work too long in case that ink seeps through to the other side. Now Hanna karlzon books are quite thick, so that most likely won't happen, but still, work as quick as you can. And the brush tip is excellent for this. Like so.